Howdy, howdy, folks. A-Train here with you for another how-to video for Medieval Dynasty, now available on Steam from RenderCube Games and Toplitz Productions. We're going to do a quick tutorial on how to get your workers working. And there's a couple of different approaches to this, so we're going to go through both of them. We're going into the Management tab, and now understand I'm on PC, playing on Steam, so I'm on the Oxbow map. However, this system is the same for the Valley and across different platforms. Just however you get in the Management tab, that's where you need to be. Now there's two different things and ways to get into putting someone in a job. You can select by the villager or you can select by the building. Okay, two different ways to do it. So let's look at say Agnes here. All right, and we're going to double click on Agnes. She's a lumberjack, and right now I'm working on building her skill up. That's why she's a 2 in a position she probably normally wouldn't be as good at. She's probably better as a farmer or a hunter. All right. So we're going to double click on her. Now here you have the option to choose her workplace. You double click on that and then a list comes up. And when this list comes up, it shows the skills for each of those different venues. All right. Ranging from 1 to 3 in her case. Now we've got her working in the Lumberjack's Lodge. Now this would actually change, or the Woodshed. She's in Woodshed C. That's why it's not listed here. I have 3 woodsheds in my village here. All right. Now we can manage assignment, which is going to choose a building and then we put her into it. But that's not what we want to do. So what we're going to do instead is, again, she's in Woodshed 2C. So we're going to go to this list. If somebody's not assigned, that's where you go and you assign them into the building. All right. They've got to be assigned to a building first. Hopefully they have a house first too. So we're going to go to an extraction because the Woodshed is an extraction building. And Woodshed C is where she's assigned. So we're going to click on this and it's going to bring up this page here. And you see here's Agnes. All right. Working there. You assign a worker by clicking on an empty slot and then you pick someone from your list of workers. All right. We can back out of that. So here's Agnes. She's got an axe with durability. Those are tools you got to have in the building. You've got to make sure you've got the tools for the job either in the building's trunk or in resource storage, or in the case if you're cooking, you need to have the food in either the kitchen trunk where they're assigned or kitchen storage. Now this can be a bit of a trick because if you have multiple kitchens, for example, you may have food in kitchen A, but you have them assigned in kitchen B, and then they're not able to see the stuff they need, the components they need, like wheat and water and eggs and wheat grain to make bread, for example. In that case, it helps to keep all the supplies centrally located in food storage or in resource storage. If you have a barn and you're making daub or you're making animal feed, that requires straw. But if you have a sewing hut and you're making flat straw hats, that also requires straw. So if you move all of your straw resources to one building or the other, the sewing hut or the barn, the people working in the other facility are not going to be able to access them. Therefore, they need to stay in resource storage. I will move them to those buildings if I'm going to go do work in those buildings because you physically have to. Whereas the AI NPCs, they can see, I hold that with air quotes, what they're looking for as long as it's in resource storage. All right. So up here, here's this hammer with this circle thing on it. This is your assignments. This is about the stuff that your local production's doing. And then this is what is actually in the trunk of the building. In this case, we've got a bronze axe and an iron axe. So we've got plenty of tooling available for our people. All right, so we're going to click here. This is goods production and assignments. All right. And here you use the intensity plus and minus to bring this total work intensity up to 100%. And in this case, we're doing 72% working on logs, cutting down trees, and 28% gathering sticks. You may say, hey, A-Train, what that doesn't seem like much of a priority. Again, I have 3 separate woodsheds. Woodshed A focuses on logs and firewood, Woodshed B on logs and planks, and Woodshed C, where Agnes is assigned, is logs and sticks. so we can build fences and what have you. Make small items for sale. All right. So you work these sliders up and down, and then you'll see here the total of what they'll do in one day. All right. And then this is the actual consumption side, and then you would multiply that times a number indicated over here. So let's just, for the sake of discussion, kick over to Woodshed A, where we're gathering logs 53% of the time, but I've got total skill extraction 8. So they're going to be a lot more efficient than just Agnes, who's a 2. All right, so you can see why I've got Agnes just cutting down logs and gathering sticks. These folks are actually making what we need to survive in the village, which is firewood. And it's winter, and your demand for firewood goes up as the temperature drops. Okay, so we're gathering almost 69 logs per day, but then we're converting 34 and a half of those into firewood. So it would be this number here times 4 as to what our total production of firewood is every day out of this facility. Okay, so that's how you assign workers. You just move the arrows up and down. Now, occasionally you may get an alert that over here, and notice right now when it says free time, it's because we're not actually in my game. We're before 0800 and or after 1800. Your workers work between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. All right, that's the key thing. So you will see free time stated here. You also will not receive any alerts in the upper left-hand corner of the screen saying production is missing something. For example, say you had, let's go into the kitchen here. Kitchen is this where I see this a lot. All right, here's an example right here. Workshop 3. See this little indicator right here? That's telling you there's something missing. All right, so if we double click on this, it says no resources. Well, let's click on this. What's the issue? We're making clay vials, but we have no clay. So what do? Well, 1, we could go gather clay. 2, we could assign people in the excavation hut to gather clay. Or 3, we could just say, we've got enough clay vials for now. Well, how do you know if you have enough clay vials for now? Well, that's a good question. Let's just back out of this and let's go into storages. Anywhere on the map, you can see what you've got in storage. Double click on resource storage, and we click here on the trunk, and we can see everything we've got. This is all of your resource storage combined. And we scroll down here, clay vials. Oh, we have 347 of those. I think we have enough. All right, so let me back out of here, kick back over to Workshop 3 where we're getting the indication of no resources, and say, guys, I think we got enough clay vials for now. Let's change that production over to something more efficient and something we can use more of. And we're making 5 buckets a day. You know, we're making this, maybe we should make some torches. Let's make some torches. So we're going to punch this number up here, and now we're going to make 2.5 torches a day. That'll be a good use of the sticks we've got in inventory and the leather we've got in inventory. And now they'll show 100%, and notice that little indicator we had is gone. So we've solved our production issue. And you'll see a thing that comes up in your left-hand screen here, saying that's to alert you that you've got a production issue. So that's how you correct it. You either go in and you attain or fill what is needed for that job, or you take out production for that particular item that you're out of the materials for, and then allocate that time to something else. All right. One other example of this is going to be in your markets. Now, in your market stall, you may get into a situation. Let's look in the produce bakery department here. And Wisława is, we have a no resources indication here. All right. So as soon as she opens up for the day, we're going to get an alert in the upper left-hand corner of the screen because we're trying to sell 17% of our daily deal in wheat bread. So we have a couple of options. We can either take this and drop it down till it's gone, just like that, or we can do what I'm actually going to do, and that is I'm going to go make some wheat bread and put that in food storage so that there's plenty of it available to sell for the day. See, pottage is going to run out pretty quick, so then we'll get an alert for that. Soup, Probably won't. It's going to be a couple, 3 days, and we're making soup. All right. Apples and pears and cherries will sell out. Cherries will sell out today, and then it'll take a couple days on apples and pears. So sometimes you just have to shift your production around with the markets and make sure that, depending on things, if things are in season or not, whether or not they're available to sell. We could increase the number of beetroot. Of course, we use beetroot to make soup. All right. We could increase cabbage, but we use cabbage to make pottage. So we're going to make some adjustments on the production side in the kitchens so that we have more of these materials here to sell. All right. So that is how you go in and you make adjustments to production after assigning someone to a workplace and getting them up and going. I would also suggest, for your benefit of your next generation of villagers, that you look at your villager list and say, Edia is a 1 in hunting, which means she's not good with it. So if you put her in there, though, she will build that skill, and that will raise that up to a 2, raise it up higher or higher or higher, whatever. And that will mean when she gets hooked up with someone and they have a baby, the baby's skill level will be higher. The higher the adult skill levels are, the higher the offspring skill levels are. And that's a way to monitor this and see who needs to go where and needs to do what. All right? And that is how we do that. So I hope that has been a helpful little tutorial on how to get your workers working in Medieval Dynasty. Now available on Steam from RenderCube Games and Toplitz Productions. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll give us a like, share with your friends, let them know about the channel, let them know about Medieval Dynasty. Subscribe and turn on that bell icon so you know we go live or upload a video. I appreciate you being here, and I hope you have a great day, night, evening, morning. Wherever you are on planet Earth or beyond, I'm A-Train. It's over. And I'm out.